All praises to the Most High, Ahaya. This is Brother Holly here on the AHAYAH'S channel for the Spirit of Truth broadcast this set-apart Sabbath day. All praise to the Most High for this glorious Sabbath. It seems like it was only yesterday, children, that I was here breaking open the bread of life and speaking the words of truth from the Scriptures into your hearing for your edification, exhortation, and comfort. All praise. This broadcast will be a little different in that it's a continuation of my review of this book, the Holy Pehsitta Bible Translated. Now, when I first found this book, I was very excited to find a complete Bible translation in the Aramaic from the language that I believe preceded Hebrew, preceded Greek, preceded Latin, preceded English. A language that our forefathers spoke and wrote in. That is my contention, and I still hold fast to that at this time. However, the author of this particular translation, not the underlying scriptures, that would be the Most High, but this particular translation did not pay close enough adherence to the actual words that were written, that he was translating from. That he showed a bias toward Greek, a bias toward Hebrew, a bias toward Latin, especially when he was discussing or translating the name of the Most High and his Son, AHAYAH the Messiah. For the Most High, he used a term, Lord, Jehovah. Now, we all know from previous lessons, not just on this channel, but on others, that those terms are not talking about our Father. Those terms are talking about other deities that other people have made up, and they have placed those markers in the place of the name of our Father, which is found in Exodus chapter 3, verses 14 and 15. They placed those markers there to lead us and guide us away from the truth into greater and utter darkness. To have us calling out to false deities instead of calling out to the one true Creator, Ahaya, our great I am, the one who is, was, and is to come, the Almighty. Hallelujah. Now, that wasn't the straw that broke the camel's back to make me throw it out, because I knew from reading the preface to this book, as well as from previous understandings and teachings I have received, that when I saw those words in the place of the Most High's name, that I knew what the underlying name should be, so I could just read it and just read past it. And he didn't even pay adherence to what the underlying word in the Aramaic is. He made mention in the preface that the underlying word for the Most High name, when it's not used in Exodus 3, 14 and 15, and some places in the Gospel of John, is Maria. And that's consistent throughout both the Old and New Testament in the Aramaic. Now, especially places where you see the word Lord, you see Maria. Now, he would, instead of saying Maria, which he pointed out in the preface, you should say, and he also pointed out in the preface, something I found very interesting, in that Masoretic Hebraic translations have inserted the Tetragrammaton everywhere that Maria appeared. when they translated from Aramaic to Masoretic Hebrew. They just put the Tetragrammaton in there. And we all know that the Tetragrammaton is what Aaron called the golden calf. We know that's a false deity. And the Masoretic daughters are trying to lead all of us astray, having us calling out like the One West campers call out to the Tetragrammaton by name all the time. And they call AHAYAH, the Messiah, by a name derived from the Tetragrammaton, a name that the Masoretic dot Jewish people, the current squatters in the land of our forefathers, those squatters have given them a name for the Messiah that we found out through some study and the spirit of truth illuminating our minds to it, that they're calling out to Barabbas and they don't even know it. All these years calling out to Barabbas. And that name means in Masoretic Hebrew that the person who goes by the name be accursed forever. And they wanted that marker hung on the Messiah, or the Messiah that came, that they rejected, and they still to this day reject. They want that marker to be hung on his name because in their writings, in their Talmuds, it said that the person who goes by the name of AHAYAH is burning in hell right now for blasphemy. And so they give a name out there that says, may his name be accursed forever, and they hand that to the Constantine Christians and the One West campers. And they just run with it. Because it's all based on a false pretense, again, something they handed you with the Tetragrammaton. You got to stay with this, children. You got to just stay in the truth. Now, am I saying that we should just throw out all the Aramaic translations? Oh, absolutely not. Just this one. I give this one a 2. The only reason I give it a 2 and not a 0 is because they got the Most High's name right in Exodus 3:14 and 15. They actually listed it right. That they didn't mess that up. And that gives me more credence, shout out to AHAYAH be magnified, because sister, you always make this point, that the Most High's real name is dreadful among the heathens. They won't even say it most of the time, and they scared to mess it up. He messed up every God and LORD in the book. He ain't messed up AHAYAH'S name. But he rendered it in the Aramaic as AHAYAH. And in the Hebrew, in the pre-Masoretic Hebrew, it's AHAYAH. It's only a matter of pronunciation. The word is the same. The definition of the word is the same. It's just a mere matter of slight change in pronunciation based on the underlying language given. AHAYAH. It's the same word in both. All praise to him. And that is his name. That is the name he gave for us for a memorial forever. He is the great I am, the one who is, was, and is to come, the Almighty. Hallelujah. Now, but what is his son's name? The Masoretic daughters would have you believe it's to be cursed forever. And they've deceived the whole world. And the Constantine Christians and the so-called woke Hebrew roots people, as well as the One Now campers, the alphabet campers, I like to call them. IUC, you know who I'm talking about. GOCC, yeah, the alphabet campers. Some of them even call them by that plagiarized Greek, Latin, English J in front name, what we know means Barabbas. AHAYAH is his name. The salvation of the Most High. That's what it means. He came to save his people from their sins. And his name means, I've come to save my people. He is the salvation of the Most High. Hallelujah. Now, the Holy Pehsitta Bible translated. I'm giving you a 2 on a scale of 100. And this, and my last point about this, is not only does this book mask the name of the Most High and his Son, not only does this book give too much credence to Latin, Greek, Hebrew, Masoretic Hebrew, but this book teaches that the scriptures, or that which is written, is to be degraded, and what you think is to be elevated, making you like the Most High. That is a satanic attack par excellence. Here's the example that I found that I share with you. I'm reading from the AHAYAH'S Bible, or scriptures. Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Let's start reading at verse 9. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yea, he gave good heed, and sought out and set in order many proverbs. The preacher sought out to find acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even the words of truth. That's clear as a bell. When you're in a position such as I am, and others are in, we are the speakers, we're the teachers, we're the preachers. We're to seek out that which is upright. We're to seek out that which is written, even the words of truth. All praise to the Most High. Let's see what this book says. Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Let's start reading verse 9 again. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, who had been teaching knowledge to the people, and he listened and he investigated, and he has set in order many proverbs. Sounds about the same. Verse 10, this is where it gets wiki. The preacher sought to find statements of pleasure, and he wrote in truth statements of truth. I gotta read that one more time. It says, the preacher sought much to find statements of pleasure, and he wrote in truth statements of truth. He wrote statements. What? That's not what it says here. It says here, the preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even the words of truth. The preacher sought the words of truth that were written, previously written. He didn't write something up for himself. I'm not doing that. And nobody who's in this truth is doing that. You won't find a wearer of white with fringes on and a beard if he a man, spouting his own words. He better not be. That'll get you condemned, children. We're to speak the words of truth found in the Holy Scriptures. All praise to the Most High, AHAYAH, and his Son, AHAYAH, the Messiah. Hallelujah.